Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, busted on a regular basis. I forgot last time to say busted because we changed the opening statement from exposed to busted because that's what we do on this channel. We are the Islam busters. You ever heard of the Ghostbusters? Well, that's what we do. We get Islam busted up. And today or tonight, depending on when you will be viewing this spectacular video, we have something very, very special lined up for you. The hadith that we are presenting for you tonight or today totally destroys the very foundation of what Islam is about. It destroys the very core of Islam. This hadith pulls Islam up by the roots. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the hadith in front of you, it's from Sahih Muslim. And let's show you the grade. Sahih Muslim, so it's Sahih. And we have two hadiths, two narrations on the same subject matter. And both narrations are Sahih. Okay? Because you know they Abduls. It doesn't say that, CP. I love him, Christian Prince. He mocks the Muslims when they always say that. So I'm just, copying him because I think it's so funny. And this is what the Abduls say. It doesn't say that, Brother Jacob. Well, we'll see by the time we finish this whether it says it or not. Now let's read the first narration. And it says, Jabir reported, the messenger of Satan, may hell flames be upon him, forbade eating of onions and leek. When we were overpowered by a desire to eat, we ate them. Upon this, he, the unholy prophet, said, he who eats of this offensive plant must not approach our mosque, for the angels are harmed by the same things as men. This causes a huge problem, but we're not about to expose it yet. Let's read the other narration. Muslims. Spaghettios. Let's read the other narration. Jabir B. Abdullah reported the apostle of Satan, may hell flames be upon him, as saying, he who eats of this offensive plant, i.e. garlic, and sometimes he said, look at the lazy job Muslims do on their websites. You see how they misspell words? Everything in Islam is sloppy. Muslim countries are sloppy. Their governments are sloppy. All of their websites are sloppy. Nothing dealing with Islam ever works correctly. It's just so sloppy. Excuse me for, having to go off on that, but this is just a case in point. He who eats of this offensive plant, i.e. garlic, and some tires, they can't spell. They can't do anything right. And some tires, meant to say sometimes, he said, he who eats onion and garlic and leek should not approach our mosque, for the angels are harmed by the same things as the children of Adam. Okay, you read it. You heard what it said. Okay. Now, you're probably saying, okay, Brother Jacob, what's the huge problem that you're trying to show us? Well, here it goes. Number one, what's the most ignorant thing that you see thus far? Okay, the first thing that I see, why would an angel be affected by garlic and onions and leek? If that's not the craziest thing, but that's not the major point that we about to really expose. If that's not the most dumbest, stupidest, pathetic thing I've ever heard in my life, I don't know what is. Okay. Onions and garlic and leek they are creations of Allah, are they not? So why would Allah make something be so offensive to humans to the point that if you eat one of Allah's creations, he's then telling you not to enter the mosque based upon something that he created? It's not a sin. And if Allah is all knowing and all wisdom and haq, all truth, and all of these titles the Muslims give him, then why didn't he have enough sense to make garlic not have an offensive odor? Muslims, can you tell us that? And you see, when you ask these simple, basic questions to Muslims, they get triggered and they get irritated and they get upset. They get upset when you use logic, because in Islam, they are not allowed to ask questions. So when we as Christians and even non-Christians or anybody who has a 1% of logic and common sense, when we see these things and when we ask these questions, the Muslims, they get upset. And I realized that the reason why they get upset, sorry, we had a little technical difficulty, but I'll edit everything and fix it. The reason why the Muslims get upset is because they are jealous of Christians, because we have the ability to ask the questions that they are not allowed to ask. And I know they see it. But the reason why they get mad is because when we see it and speak upon it, it makes them upset because they wish that they could do what we do. But they are not allowed to do what we do. So when we start speaking on it, they say to themselves, oh God, he's right, but we can't say anything about it because in Islam, we're not allowed to question anything that the Quran says or anything that's in the hadith. So they get upset with us because it puts them in a position where they have to make arguments for stupidity, even though they know within themselves that this hadith is stupid. They even know that. So when the Muslims try to make a defense with these type of silly sayings in the hadith, like angels are offended by the smell of garlic and all of that crazy, stupid garbage, the reason why they get upset is because it's so stupid and it's so obvious that it's stupid to anybody with intelligence that it kind of makes them look stupid for believing in it. So when we say something about it, that's why they get upset. Okay. But nevertheless, back to the logic. Why would Allah create something offensive like garlic and he knows everything? And they say that Allah is the best planner. Okay. So if this odor restricts you from coming to the mosque to pray to Allah, then Allah, dummy, why would you create it like that? And these are the questions that Muslims know makes a lot of sense, but they are afraid to ask these questions. Okay. Now, as you see, the angels, they don't like the smell of garlic. Okay. It's an offensive plant and the angels don't like it. And the reason the angels don't like it, because it's an offensive plant and the angels don't like it. And the reason the angels don't like it is because men don't like it. The sons of Adam, we don't like it. And it says angels are harmed by the same things as men. Now we're about to get into the serious stuff. Buckle up your seatbelts. We about to blast off and into outer space. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it goes, Muslims. Here go the bombshell. Not the terrorist bombshell, but that's a side joke. But here it goes. Muslims, if angels are harmed by the same things as men, then ask yourself this, Muslims. That means your entire religion is destroyed. You know why? Because Jibril, he had to travel through space to get into the Earth's atmosphere And guess what, Muslims? He would have been exposed to radiation. He would have been in outer space, exposed to radiation. And radiation in outer space, it harms men. Muslims, that's why astronauts have to put on spacesuits. Also, Muslims, guess what else? Guess what else? It's very, very cold in outer space, Muslims. So the temperature, the freezing cold of outer space, Muslims, it would do what? It would have froze Jabril to death because he is harmed by the same things as men, okay? So freezing cold temperatures surely harms men, Muslims. Radiation in outer space, being exposed to the radiation in outer space, it surely harms men, Muslims. That's right. So that means Jabril, he would have died. He would have caught cancer because radiation exposure, it causes cancer. And how would Jabril be able to breathe in outer space, Muslims? Because there is no air to breathe in outer space. So Jabril would have died in outer space. Do you understand, Muslims? Because it says angels are harmed by the same things as men. And Jabril, last I checked, he didn't have a spacesuit on. He didn't have a breathing apparatus. He didn't have any type of protection from the radiation. And it says angels are harmed by the same things as men, Muslims. So if that's the case, then how was it possible for Jabril to make it through outer space? And how can he enter through the Earth's atmosphere without burning up? Answer that question, Muslims, because there's something around the Earth, and it's called the Van Allen belt. Look it up. Nothing can penetrate the Van Allen belt, and certainly a man cannot penetrate the Van Allen belt. It's massive radiation in outer space. If people on Earth can catch skin cancer from being exposed to the sun, imagine how much exposure it is in outer space. And your prophet, hey, you only got to give Muhammad a hand clap, Muslims. He the one that keeps messing it up for you Muslims in these hadiths. Give your prophet a hand clap. As a matter of fact, I want everybody that's listening, I want you to put the hand clap emoji in the comment section. I want you to say, bravo, Muhammad, bravo. You did it again. You did it again. Muhammad did it again. Now, the Muslims, you gotta answer this question for us, Muslims. Have you ever seen a meteor coming to the Earth's atmosphere? What happens to it? What happens to it, Muslims? It burns up. It burns up upon entry. So what would have happened to Jabril coming through the Earth's atmosphere? He would have burned up. He would have burned up through the friction of space. As a matter of fact, you know how fast Jabril would have to be traveling to make it in time to get to Muhammad and back? I did some research on that. He would have to be going like almost at the speed of light to make it. Those trips that he was making back and forth from Earth, the distance between where he was coming from to Earth, he would have burned up from the friction alone. Forget the radiation. He would have burned up from the friction alone. Imagine a human being traveling at those magnificent speeds in outer space. They would ignite. They would burn up. They would burn up on flames. They would be just of like a forest fire. They would be set ablaze instantly. But this is what your prophet said. Angels, they are harmed by the same things as men. So basically, if you see Jibril or an angel from Allah, you can shoot that angel and that angel will die. You shoot him with a bullet, he dead. Because they harmed by the same things as men. So this one, you cannot get out of it, Muslims. And I know the excuse they're going to say, but it doesn't say that, Brother Jacob. Oh, it says it. Oh, it says it. Most definitely it says it. And you know what they'll try to say? It's a metaphor. And you know why I say they'll say that? Because I already tested it out. Tested it out today, earlier, in the comment section on YouTube. And a Muslim, that's the first excuse he made. He said it's a metaphor. Obviously, they don't know what a metaphor is. Nowhere in this hadith is there an inkling of a metaphor. For the angels are harmed by the same things as men. The crazy Abdul told me that was a metaphor. Look up a metaphor, Abdul. That's nothing of what a metaphor is. A metaphor would be something like this. Let me give you an example sentence. The curtain of nightfall has fell upon us. That would be what a metaphor is, because you're saying that nightfall is a sort of curtain, but we know that nightfall isn't really a curtain. It's just a poetic way of saying it, okay? Just like in the book of Psalms, it says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. The shadow of death. We know that death really doesn't have a shadow. That's a metaphor, okay? So this is not a metaphor. This is literal. It's not figurative. And it destroys your Islam, because how could Jibril survive the journey through outer space for all of the reasons that I laid out when angels are harmed by the same things as men? Boom. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. And with that, this is Brother Jacob signing out with another devastating report against Islam and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. This is Brother Jacob signing out. And God bless you all. Muslims, open up your eyes. You see that this is ridiculous. And if you try to defend this, come on, Muslims. Let's be real. I mean, I'm not trying to pick on anyone. When I do these videos, I'm just exposing the lies. Truth will prevail. Let's just be real. Be honest with yourself. I know it hurts to see things like this. I know it hurts when it's being exposed, but you got to be honest with yourself. Why would you want to continue to live a lie when God is showing you through me that this cannot be a prophet of God saying ignorant stupidity like this? Like, why would you want to hold on to it? How is this benefiting you? Why would you want to pass this on to the next generation? I mean, this is utter stupidity. Like, what more do I need to say? You got all of these different Christian apologetic channels on YouTube. Everybody is showing you. What are you Muslims holding on to? A religion that doesn't even promise you that you're going to paradise? Like, what is it that you're holding on to? And with that, let me know in the comments section, Muslims. Like, what is it about this Islam and this pedophile Muhammad and a man that's marrying a 6-year-old girl? What is it that draws you to this? Look at that hadith. But, look at it, Muslims. What in this hadith draws you to Muhammad? And with that, this is Brother Jacob signing out.